All right, I've been working with this PI1541 today. I have almost all of the components in. All I'm missing is the speaker. I've got everything else, and I've been messing around with it. I'll just tell you a little bit about it before we get started. I added the dual serial ports onto it because I wanted to be able to chain more than one device to it. So when we do this demo, if you look up here, I've got my Accelerator Plus hooked into this, and I'm going to show you you can access more than one drive with this thing. It's really nice. So I'm going to start turning everything on here. Let me turn on the Pi first. I've got it hooked up to the HDMI as well as the little screen on here. See the screen come on there. And if you scan up, you can see my HDMI is showing what's going on as far as the file browser and everything. This thing is cool. You can load up the file browser, the FB64 file, just by typing it in like you normally would. And it'll load it right up. If you look at the screen here, you could it's a lot going on. I want you to see everything, but it's going to be hard to do. But it'll show actually the data being loaded in right here. So it was pretty cool. All right, so we're going to run it, and then now you would browse through the folders just like you would, looking at the screen, just like you would normally on an SD card device. And go down and load up your stuff. Now, you see it's loaded the D64 file just like you stuck that disc into the drive. It shows that it's emulating the Star Wars D64. So, it loaded in. Cool. Alright. I cannot remember which file loads this program. And you can see the activity light comes on while it's loading. You can look up here and you can see the data like I was talking about loading. And of course on the screen it says loading just like it would with a disk. I'm not going to load this all the way in because I don't have the Jiffy DOS ROM on this Pi, so it would take forever. So I'm going to reboot. That's one thing I do not like about this design. I'm not complaining because a lot of people put a lot of hard work into it, but the reset button's underneath the screen. I'd love to kick it out here to the side or something, you know, maybe along with some of these other ones. Actually, I would really like the screen to be turned around the other direction, but you know, I'm not complaining by any means. Okay, so like I was saying, we got stuff daisy chained. This is device 8, this is device 11, and it works perfectly. Oops, wrong one. I'm loading the directory from my Accelerator Plus. If I could type. And there it is. I haven't tried to load something like F-copy, so let's try that and see if it recognizes the Pi or not. That would be kind of interesting. It's showing the data coming through the serial bus on the Pi, even though it's loading it from the accelerator. Okay, it's ready. I don't know if you've ever used F-copy, but you can. It's just a copy program by CMD. Now it's recognizing it as 8, but it doesn't know what it is. I'm gonna try to transfer a file from 11 to 8. Let's see if we can do that. So there's 11, destination changing to A. We're going to look at the files here. I'm going to select a small file because I don't want it to take forever. We'll select drive info. We're going to copy it and see if it'll copy it up. It says it's working. Okay, it says it's complete. So let me reboot the computer here. And I'm going to look Well, it's already there. If you look at the screen, you can see it says it is a top one. It says drive info. That's the program that I just transferred over using F copy. So it does work. I mean, it works just like 1541, obviously. So I'm impressed. I'm going to play with it. Yeah, there it is right there. That's the file we just transferred from the accelerator over to the Pi using the CMD program F copy. So it works. And you can load stuff right from it. Just, you don't have to go into a file browser. You don't have to use your little screen there and your buttons to scroll through everything. And it loads it right up. And of course you have your buttons on the Pi that you can navigate down to a D64 file. And then when you get to it, you push the insert button like you're loading it as a disk. It says it's loading. Now it shows that it's emulating again. And then we can pull it up just like we just stuck a disk in the drive and see the directory on it. Very cool stuff. I mean, I don't know everything about it yet because I'm new to it all, so this is my first one. I do have a good many of these that I'll be offering probably in just a couple days when I get the speaker in, because I want it to be complete. I'm going to start offering, start them as just a simple hat. It's pretty easy to configure, so I think everybody should be able to, you know, stick it right on a Raspberry Pi with the little SD card set up. Setting up the SD card was very simple once I figured out the correct settings, which of course if you get one from me I'll tell you the settings and it won't be an issue. But it's a really cool device and I'm looking forward to messing around with it some more.